guys, Matt, Irontrap Garage, do another episode on the Sweetheart Roadster. Now that we finally got some stuff mocked up and I got to make engine noises in the car and get really excited because it sort of looks like something, we're ready to start trying to get some wheels and suspension actually on this thing so we can really see what it's going to sit like. So the first thing I got to do, if anybody remembers or watches past episodes, welded in a flat cross member, which gets the car a lot lower. But what it means is you have to cut the side of the frame rails here to allow the spring to go up into the cross member all the way. So right now the spring is hitting on the bottom of the frame, so I need to clearance that. So that's the first thing we're going to try and take care of. If we get enough time, we're also going to work on reaming the spindle bushings to put the kingpins in so that I can get those on. Then we can get front wheels underneath. So I'm going to get the front suspension out, get the front end up in the air a little bit more so I can mark and cut this, and we'll start working. Alright, so another tedious little project here. So I cut out the inside section here where the spring's going to hit, and I was trying to figure out a good way to make a boxed in section there, and to make it out of one piece is kind of difficult. So what I did is I made these little pieces, I made templates, I made these little pieces like so, and then a top piece that's going to connect up into the cross member. So what it looks like, we'll get a good photo of it too. Is something like this. So it's going to go like that. That basically just boxes in the rails. It connects into the cross member with these three pieces. So I'm going to use these little stitch weld magnets to hold everything in place. Then I can get the MIG up in there, zap it all in, and we should be boxed in this section pretty good. Then eventually what I'm going to do is actually put channel section in the rails, both in front and in back of this as well. That's going to help brace everything together, so that should work pretty good once we get this all welded in. So I'm going to get these in place, get them welded in, and then I can do the other side and we're ready to mount the suspension up. so we got the front suspension under after I finished the other notch, and just have everything kind of mocked up here. When you're doing this and you don't know exactly what everything's going to be, you got to use ratchet straps, clamps, whatever to hold it in place. So we have it in. It sits nice. I have plenty of clearance. We've stood on the frame and kind of bounced it to make sure that I have plenty of clearance of the frame and the spring. Right now the spring is a little close in the front of the notch because the caster is not right on this. It's because there's no wishbones on here. It's kind of pushing forward, which is putting the spring to the front of the notch. So once we set that in place, it'll be nice and centered. Everything will be great. And now that we got this in, we can start moving to the back. And I just got a rear for it, so we can start on the rear. Hopefully get the rear suspension under it, and then we can do a mock-up and finally see what it's going to look like, sort of. So that's all I got for this video. Thanks guys for watching. Catch you later.